There is something mysterious about a woman who has been chosen by God. You may not notice it at first. She may not be the loudest person in the room. She may not seek attention, applause, or recognition. But if you watch closely, you will see signs, spiritual fingerprints placed on her life by heaven itself. And tonight I want to talk about something that might shake your understanding. Because not every woman carries these marks. Not every woman walks this path. But the woman God chooses, she cannot escape it. You may be watching this right now wondering why your life has been harder than others, why people misunderstand you, why doors close when you did nothing wrong, why you feel a deep calling inside that you cannot explain. Stay with me until the end of this message, because by the time we finish, you may realize something life-changing. You are not struggling because you are forgotten. You are struggling because you are chosen. And there are 7 marks that reveal a woman who has been set apart by God. The first mark of a chosen woman is this: she carries a calling she cannot ignore. From a young age, something inside her feels different. She feels drawn toward purpose, toward meaning, toward God. Even when she tries to live a normal life like everyone else, that quiet voice keeps pulling her back. Chosen women often feel like they were born for something bigger. Not for fame, not for applause, but for purpose. The second mark is unusual trials. A chosen woman often walks through storms that others cannot understand. Relationships break, plans collapse, opportunities disappear, and people around her may say, "Why is your life so difficult?" But what they do not understand is this: God often prepares His strongest servants through the deepest fires. Just like gold is refined in heat, a chosen woman is refined through hardship. The third mark is a different spirit. She does not think like everyone else. She does not chase the same things the world chases. While others run after popularity, status, or validation, something inside her longs for truth, meaning, and faith. Even when she tries to blend in, she cannot, because God placed something different inside her heart. The fourth mark is loneliness. Many chosen women experience seasons where they feel completely alone. Friends drift away. People misunderstand their intentions. Even family may question them. But what feels like isolation is often divine separation. God sometimes removes people from your life not to punish you, but to prepare you. Because the higher the calling, the smaller the circle. The fifth mark is deep compassion. Chosen women often feel the pain of others deeply. They care when others are hurting. They pray for people who mistreat them. They forgive when others would walk away. Why? Because God shapes their hearts to reflect His own. The sixth mark is resilience. A chosen woman may fall, but she rises again. Life may knock her down. Disappointment may wound her, but something inside her refuses to quit. Because when God chooses someone, He also gives them strength the world cannot see. And finally, the seventh mark is divine purpose. Everything she has walked through, every tear, every rejection, every quiet battle was not wasted. God was writing a story of faith, a story of transformation, a story that will inspire others who feel lost. You see, a chosen woman may not always understand her journey while she is walking it, but one day she looks back and realizes something incredible. Every step, every storm, every lonely season was leading her exactly where God wanted her to be. So if you recognize these marks in your life, do not be discouraged. Do not think something is wrong with you, because sometimes the reason your path feels different is because your calling is different. And the woman God chooses will never live an ordinary life. There is something unique about the calling that rests on the life of a chosen woman. It is not something she tries to create for herself, and it is not something that comes from people's expectations. It is something deeper, something placed in her heart by God long before she even understood what it meant. From a young age, many chosen women feel that quiet pull inside them, a sense that their life carries a purpose that cannot easily be explained. They may try to ignore it, thinking it is just imagination or emotion, but the feeling never truly disappears. Even when they attempt to live like everyone else, that inner voice continues to whisper that they were created for something more. A chosen woman often grows up feeling slightly different from those around her. She may care about things that others overlook. While others chase popularity, approval, or temporary pleasures, she finds herself thinking about purpose, truth, and the deeper meaning of life. Sometimes she cannot even explain why she feels this way. She simply knows that something inside her refuses to settle for an ordinary path. This does not mean her life will be easy. In fact, the calling itself often brings confusion at first because she may not fully understand what God is preparing her for. Many chosen women try to run from this calling at different points in their lives. They try to silence that inner conviction and blend into the world around them. They may focus on careers, relationships, or goals that seem normal and comfortable. Yet no matter how far they try to move away from that inner voice, it keeps returning. In quiet moments when life slows down, they feel it again, a gentle reminder that their life carries a divine assignment. This calling is not loud or forceful, but it is persistent. It waits patiently, reminding her that her life was meant to serve a purpose greater than herself. This calling also begins shaping the way she sees the world. She starts noticing the struggles of others and feels a deep desire to help, encourage, or guide them. She may feel drawn to speak words that uplift people, to pray for those who are hurting, or to stand for what is right even when it is unpopular. Often she does these things naturally, without realizing that they are signs of the calling placed on her life. What feels ordinary to her may actually be extraordinary to others. At times, this calling can feel heavy because it comes with responsibility. A chosen woman may feel the weight of wanting to do what is right, even when it costs her comfort or approval. She may walk away from situations that compromise her values, even if others do not understand her decision. People might question her choices or say that she is being too serious about life. But deep within her heart, she knows she cannot ignore the direction she feels God leading her. Over time, she begins to understand that this calling is not about perfection. It is not about being flawless or having every answer. It is about surrender. A chosen woman learns that the power behind her calling does not come from her own strength, but from trusting the one who placed that purpose inside her. When she finally stops running and begins to embrace the calling, she discovers something beautiful. The same voice that once felt mysterious becomes the voice that guides her steps, strengthens her faith, and reminds her that her life was never meant to be ordinary. It was meant to be used for something far greater than she ever imagined. A chosen woman's life is often marked by trials that seem heavier, deeper, and more persistent than those faced by others. These challenges are not accidents or punishments. They are part of the refining process that prepares her for the destiny God has planned. From early experiences of disappointment to moments of deep loss, she encounters obstacles that test her faith, patience, and endurance. The storms in her life are not meant to break her, but to shape her, to teach her lessons that only hardship can provide. It is in these trials that she begins to understand the depth of her own strength and the constancy of God's presence. Unlike the casual difficulties that everyone faces, the trials of a chosen woman often seem disproportionate to her circumstances. A relationship that should have offered comfort might crumble unexpectedly. A career opportunity that seemed promising may vanish without explanation. Friendships she relied on may falter or betray her. At first, these hardships can feel isolating and unfair. She may ask herself why life seems so harsh, why the path she walks is so different from those around her. But over time, she realizes that these trials are not obstacles to be avoided. They are instruments of preparation, carving resilience, character, and wisdom into her life. In many ways, these trials serve as mirrors, reflecting the areas in her life where she must grow. They reveal hidden weaknesses, unrecognized fears, and unresolved doubts, forcing her to confront them rather than ignore them. This confrontation is never comfortable. It can be painful, emotionally exhausting, and even discouraging. Yet, it is precisely in these moments of struggle that a chosen woman learns to rely not on her own strength, but on God's guidance. The difficulties push her into a deeper relationship with the divine, showing her that she is never truly alone, even when everything around her seems to be falling apart. Another aspect of these trials is that they often test her faith in unseen ways. Circumstances may appear hopeless, and the future may feel uncertain. People may fail to understand her path or question her decisions. But these moments teach her the discipline of trust, trusting that God's plan is greater than what she can see, and that every setback is a step toward the purpose she was created to fulfill. In this way, the very hardships that seem painful at first become the foundation of her spiritual maturity, strengthening her faith in ways that comfort and ease never could. Ultimately, the unusual trials of a chosen woman serve a dual purpose. They purify her heart, stripping away reliance on worldly approval and teaching her dependence on God. At the same time, they prepare her for the responsibilities that accompany her calling. Each challenge endured, each tear shed, each lonely night of doubt and fear adds depth to her character, wisdom to her judgment, and compassion to her heart. She comes to understand that the very storms she feared were the tools God used to prepare her for a life of impact, purpose, and divine fulfillment. These trials, difficult as they are, reveal the unmistakable mark of one who has been chosen. A chosen woman carries within her a spirit that sets her apart from the world around her. It is not always obvious to the casual observer, but there is a depth to her soul, a quiet strength, and a sense of discernment that cannot be easily explained. While others may follow the patterns of society, chasing trends, approval, or fleeting pleasures, she feels a pull towards something greater. Her thoughts, priorities, and actions are guided by an inner compass that is aligned with God's purpose. This different spirit is not arrogance or pride. It is a reflection of a life shaped by divine intention, a heart that has been prepared to respond to God's call rather than the world's expectations. From an early age, she may notice that her reactions and decisions differ from those around her. While peers might seek immediate gratification or approval, she finds herself pausing, considering consequences, and asking deeper questions. She may feel uneasy when others compromise on values, and she cannot ignore what she knows to be right. This awareness can be isolating because people often do not understand why she chooses differently. Yet her spirit is not meant to conform to every passing trend or popular opinion. It is meant to discern, to navigate life guided by something eternal rather than temporary. A different spirit often reveals itself in her priorities and lifestyle. Whereas many focus solely on career advancement, material gain, or social status, she is drawn to meaning, purpose, and contribution. She notices the suffering of others and cannot remain indifferent. She feels compelled to act with kindness, to speak words of encouragement, and to stand for truth, even when it is unpopular or misunderstood. This natural inclination toward empathy, justice, and faith reflects a spirit that has been shaped by God, designed to make a lasting impact in the world around her. At times, this different spirit can create tension in relationships. Friends, family, or colleagues may struggle to understand her choices or her quiet determination to live according to her principles. They might question her motives or suggest she is overthinking life. Yet she learns to embrace this uniqueness rather than apologize for it. She comes to understand that God's work in her heart cannot be fully appreciated by those who do not share her calling. Her spirit, though different, is exactly what equips her to navigate the trials and opportunities that lie ahead. The different spirit of a chosen woman also brings a sense of clarity and purpose to her life. She becomes increasingly aware that every thought, action, and decision matters, not just in the present, but in the unfolding of her destiny. She develops patience, perseverance, and discernment, learning when to speak and when to remain silent, when to act boldly and when to wait for God's timing. This awareness strengthens her character, deepens her faith, and enhances her ability to lead, inspire, and impact others. Ultimately, this distinct spirit marks her as someone who is set apart. It is a reflection of a heart tuned to God's voice, a soul that seeks what is eternal rather than temporary. While it may not always be recognized or understood by the world, it is unmistakable to God. It guides her steps, protects her from compromise, and ensures that she is prepared for the life she has been called to live. This different spirit, quiet yet powerful, is one of the unmistakable marks of a woman who has been chosen. A chosen woman often experiences seasons of profound loneliness, and this is not a sign of weakness or failure, but a reflection of the unique path God has set before her. Unlike others, her journey is guided by divine purpose, and that purpose sometimes requires separation from those who cannot understand or support it. Friends may drift away, relationships may falter, and even family may question her choices. In these moments, the loneliness can feel heavy, almost unbearable, but it serves a higher purpose. It is in this quiet and solitary space that God molds her character, strengthens her faith, and prepares her for the calling that lies ahead. Loneliness for a chosen woman is not always about physical isolation. Often, it is a sense of being misunderstood. People around her may not comprehend why she thinks differently, why she makes decisions that seem unusual, or why she refuses to follow the crowd. Her values, convictions, and dreams often set her apart, and the world's inability to understand her can create a profound sense of solitude. Yet this solitude is not a punishment, it is divine preparation. God often separates His chosen ones from those who could hinder their growth or distract them from the purpose He has assigned. During these seasons, she learns the discipline of reliance, not on people, but on God. She discovers that true companionship, understanding, and strength come from the one who knows her heart intimately. In the silence of her loneliness, she can hear God more clearly, discern His direction more precisely, and cultivate the inner resilience required for her calling. These periods teach her patience, endurance, and humility, allowing her to walk confidently even when no one stands beside her. Loneliness also serves to refine her heart. Without the constant influence of others, she is free to examine her own motives, grow in wisdom, and deepen her empathy. She becomes more sensitive to the needs of others, more compassionate toward the struggles of those around her, and more intentional in her actions. This solitary refinement shapes her into a woman capable of leading, guiding, and serving with integrity and strength. Moreover, the loneliness of a chosen woman is temporary in purpose. God does not leave her in isolation forever. He uses it as a crucible to prepare her for relationships, opportunities, and responsibilities that require depth, discernment, and spiritual maturity. By enduring this loneliness with faith and trust, she emerges stronger, wiser, and more aligned with the divine plan. The very seasons that seem empty or lonely are, in fact, filled with unseen preparation, spiritual growth, and divine intimacy. Ultimately, the solitude experienced by a chosen woman reveals her distinctive mark. She is set apart. While the world may not always understand her journey, God has placed her exactly where she needs to be at the right time and for the right purpose. Loneliness is not a void to be feared, but a sacred space where God shapes her spirit, strengthens her resolve, and equips her to fulfill the destiny for which she was chosen. It is through these quiet, solitary seasons that the chosen woman learns the depth of her faith, the power of her calling, and the enduring truth that she is never truly alone. God walks with her every step of the way. A chosen woman is marked by deep compassion, a quality that flows naturally from the heart God has shaped within her. This compassion is not shallow or conditional. It is a reflection of the divine love that has touched her life and continues to move through her. She feels the pain of others as if it were her own, and she is drawn to act with kindness, understanding, and mercy, even when those around her might respond with indifference or harshness. This capacity for empathy sets her apart, revealing a heart that is aligned with God's own nature, a heart that seeks to uplift, heal, and serve rather than dominate or compete. From a young age, a chosen woman notices the struggles of those around her. She is attuned to the silent cries, the hidden sorrows, and the unmet needs that others often overlook. Where many might walk past suffering without a second thought, she cannot. She feels compelled to offer help, encouragement, or comfort, even when it requires sacrifice or personal effort. This sensitivity is not learned from the world. It is instilled by God, a mark of her calling that teaches her to reflect His love in tangible ways. The compassion she carries is active, not passive. It moves her to act, to serve, and to stand in the gap for others. Her compassion also shapes her relationships. She forgives when others might hold grudges. She prays for those who oppose her or cause her pain. She encourages when others give up, and she celebrates when others succeed. This quality often surprises people, especially in a world where self-interest is common. But for a chosen woman, compassion is not optional. It is woven into the very fabric of her being. It defines how she interacts with others, how she perceives the world, and how she fulfills her purpose. At times, this deep compassion can be challenging. She may carry burdens that weigh heavily on her heart. She may feel the pain of others so intensely that it affects her own emotional well-being. Yet she learns to balance her empathy with discernment, understanding that she cannot solve every problem or carry every burden alone. She turns to God for strength, wisdom, and guidance, allowing His love to flow through her without being drained by the weight of the world. Through this process, her compassion becomes both a gift to others and a source of her own spiritual growth. This compassionate nature also prepares her for leadership, mentorship, and service in ways that reach far beyond herself. Because she understands suffering, she can guide those who are lost, encourage those who are weary, and comfort those who are broken. Her ability to connect deeply with others allows her influence to be meaningful, transformative, and enduring. People are drawn to her not because she seeks attention or recognition, but because they sense the authenticity, care, and love that radiate from her spirit. Ultimately, the deep compassion of a chosen woman is a mark of her divine purpose. It is a reflection of God's own heart, a sign that she has been set apart to serve in ways that matter eternally. Every act of kindness, every moment of forgiveness, every prayer lifted on behalf of another reveals the unmistakable truth: she is chosen. Her compassion is not simply a trait, it is a calling, a responsibility, and a blessing that shapes her life and touches the lives of countless others. It is one of the 7 marks that distinguish her, showing the world that she walks in the light of God's love and fulfills the destiny for which she was created.